Hello everyone, this is Gear204 here, and welcome back to another Minecraft Modern Warfare vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll be going ahead and building the T-72B3. The T-72B3 is just basically an upgrade version of the T-72. The T-72 has been the main workhorse for the Russian military in terms of its tank combat ability. And the T-72B3 is just an upgraded version with improved sights, a improved autoloader, and a different gun to accommodate the different ammunition and newer, more improved ammunition and stuff like that. So overall, it's a pretty awesome tank, and I absolutely love the T-72 series. I think the Russians do a very good job of making tanks, just in terms of looks. You look at them and you're like, that's a tank right there, you know. The T-72 just has that awesome effect, and I was really happy to build it and happy for it to be the first Modern Warfare vehicle tutorial on the channel. With that, though, I do want to go ahead and mention a few quick things before we go ahead and jump into the tutorial. The first is going to be that we will be using some tools that are going to be available only on Java. The first is going to be the Debug Stick. The command will be popping up on screen now. We'll be using that to modify some of the block properties. It's not used too much throughout this build, which is nice, but it is going to be used here and there, and just helps you get that little bit of extra detail if you're on Java. The next tool is going to be the invisible item frame tool, which, as you can see down here in the front, we have that snowball there with no item frame behind it. That's all it's doing. It's just going to get rid of that item frame design. But again, if you're not on Java, you can very much so just use the normal item frames and be perfectly fine. Also, I am using a resource pack that will be linked down in the video description. It's not going to change too much in terms of the build. Some things are going to look a little bit different for you guys if you don't have it, but for the most part, it's very close to default. So there shouldn't be any confusion with that. But with that all out of the way, the last thing is that this build is going to be available for download on Planet Minecraft. So if you are on a PC or whatever, you can actually download the file yourself and basically just import it directly into your world if you want to. So that's an option for you guys as well. Or if you get confused anywhere, you can go into that onto that site and actually look at the 3D viewer and actually see the dimensions of the vehicle and be able to spin it around like a 3D model, and you can pick up portions of it here and there. But this should be a pretty straightforward build, and with that, let's go ahead and jump into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer. Alright guys, so moving into our first layer here, we will be going ahead and start with layer 1. For layer 1 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a upside down just regular deep slate tiles there, so just like that. And then we're going to place down a black concrete block behind it, 2 polished black stone stairs, 2 black concrete, 2 polished black stone stairs, and then one more black concrete block here on the back. On the very back here, we're going to go ahead and also place down a deep slate tile wall, and we're going to leave it as is for right now. Now, once we have that all complete, we're going to take our dark prismarine slabs. We're going to place down a row of 3 across here. So we'll be using prismarine slabs throughout the rest of this build. As you can see, mine are a little bit more greener with my resource pack, but you'll just be using the slabs in the default pack as well for this. We're going to go ahead and place down a second row of 3. Then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 rows of 3 like that to fill in the inside here. And then we're going to place down a row of 3 of dark oak trapdoors on the very front. For my Java players, we'll go ahead and take our invisible item frames, and we're going to place down an invisible item frame on these 2 dark oak trapdoors. And then in those item frames, we're going to place down a tripwire hook and rotate it so it faces upwards. You can also do the same thing if you're not on Java with just regular item frames, but invisible item frames are definitely going to look the best here in this situation. We're going to go ahead and then place down a deep slate upside down stair here, and then behind that we're going to go ahead and copy the same thing we did the other side. So we have our black concrete, our polished black stone stairs, our 2 black concrete, polished black stone stairs again, and then black concrete, and then we're going to place down a deep slate wall here on the very back. Now once that's done, we're going to go and detail up the vehicle here. So for this, we want to go ahead and grab some green stained glass paints. We're going to place down item frames on the full blocks here with black concrete, and then green stained glass paints in those item frames like so. And we're going to do the same thing over here on this side as well. So we're going to take this all the way along the side here, and again, just using our green stained glass paints like that. Once that's all done there, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves dark oak wood buttons, and we're going to place down dark oak wood buttons on the side of these blocks. Now this is going to be only available for Java players. Unfortunately, if you're non-Java, you're not able to place down buttons and item frames in the same block space, so you will have to just go ahead and just place down the item frames and disregard this button portion, but that right there is going to create our road wheels. Once we have that all done, we're going to go ahead and then grab ourselves these green banner designs. Now, I'm not going to show you guys how to make them in a loom because I can explain them pretty easily. They're pretty straightforward. Basically, you're just going to have two green banners. On one banner, you're going to go ahead and do a green line on the right side vertically that's going to split it in half. On the other banner, you're going to do a green line going vertically on the left side, again, splitting that in half. And then we're just going to do the line that goes across the center there, those banners like that, and that's going to create those designs. So really straightforward, and we'll be placing them down on the sides of these stairs with the green portion facing toward one another. So again, really straightforward stuff, and you'll just be going ahead and using that on both sides there like that to go ahead and create the row wheels. Once that's all done there, just going to go and double check to make sure I'm not missing anything on the back here, and everything does appear to be good to go. So we should be good to go for layer number 1. Here is a top-down view of what that should look like with this layer complete. And with that, we'll be moving on to our next layer, which will be layer number 2. Moving into our next layer, we moved into layer number 2. For layer 2 to start with, we're going to place down a row 3 of dark oak trapdoors across these trapdoors here in the front. And they're going to place down an item frame on the sides of these trapdoors, as well as a snowball in the item frames like so for the front headlights. We're going to go and then take our end portal frames. We're going to place down 2 end portal frames that go back like that along the sides here. And we're going to go and then place down dark oak signs around the sides here of these end portal frames. So on the sides, they're going to be facing the outside of the tank. Then after that's all done, we're going to go ahead and then place down a row of slabs across the middle here. And then we're going to then place down another row of end portal frames. And this middle end portal frame, we're going to go and put down a eye in it like that. Or you can use your debug stick and right click it to go ahead and add that. But it's just going to create that little bump there, which is kind of representing the viewports there for the driver. Then to the sides, we're going to take our green shulker boxes and we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4. And over here, same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4. And in this middle space here, we're going to fill this in with green terracotta. So just go ahead and fill in the inside. Once that's done, we're going to then place down a row of 5 of green terracotta across, and then a second row of 5 after that. We'll then place down a dark prismarine top slab to both sides, and another row of 3 of green terracotta across the middle here. On the sides, we're going to place down a dark oak sign on the side of this slab, as well on the side of the green terracotta block forward of the slab. And then we're going to take our dark oak trapdoors and place down a row of 5 along the side here for the added on armor. And same thing over here on this side as well. So just like that, and we have our side skirts complete. Then on the back, we are going to go ahead and place down a polished blackstone upside down stair to both sides like so, followed by a wither skeleton skull coming off the front of the stair. And then a dark oak sign that's going to be on the side of the stair like this to both sides. In the middle, we want to go ahead and take our dark prismarine stairs, or we're going to place down a dark prismarine stair in this corner here, and then we're going to place down 2 green terracotta blocks over from it like so. We then want to go ahead and place down a row of spruce fence gates that are going to go ahead and go across between these wither skeleton skulls, just like that. And if you're on Java, we're going to take our debug stick here. We're going to right click this stair till we get selected shape, and we're going to go ahead and right click it till we get this corner stair look. So it looks something like this here on the back corner. Again, you can leave the stair normally as it is. It's not that big of a deal, but just a little bit of a more accurate shaping for how that back looks. Also on the bottom here for my Java players, we will be going ahead and using our debug stick, and we're actually going to extend the wall out to the side. Both sides like this, just to kind of make the tracks look a little bit more full, as they should be kind of compared to the front there. So once that's all complete, that's going to wrap up everything we have here for layer number 2. Again, here's a top-down view of what that should look like with this layer all complete. And with that, we'll be moving on to our next layer, which will be layer number 3. Moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 3. For layer 3 to go ahead and get started with, we're going to place down a dark prismarine slab on top of this one here, and then a end portal frame directly behind it. We're going to go and then place down 2 daylight detectors going forward, 2 dark prismarine slabs, and then 2 daylight detectors. Make sure you close this trapdoor due. If it does open, just due to the daylight detector, it might act a little funky. So just go ahead and fix that like so. And then underneath these 2 slabs, we're going to place down dark oak trapdoors to go ahead and basically finish off the gun there. Now, once that's all done, we're going to go ahead and then grab ourselves some zombie heads. And we're going to place down a zombie head that is going to be right here. And also right here, you're going to do, these are dragon heads. So you're going to have them at about a 45-degree angle like that. And then we're going to place down a row 3 of green terracotta across behind them. Now, once that's all done there, we're actually going to change this block out. So that end portal frame, that's actually going to be a green terracotta block. So not sure why that got messed up there. But yeah, you're going to have a green terracotta block. And we're going to go and then place down a dark oak wood button on top of it like so. Once that's done, we're going to go ahead and place down a mossy cobblestone wall to the right side here. And then on the other side, we're going to place down another dragon head that's going to be like this, coming off that block like so. Now, around these dragon heads at 45-degree angles, we're going to place down some zombie heads at basically the two sides like that, just to kind of help create that ERA armor that's on the front of the tank, so it will look like that there. After that, we're going to take a green terracotta, we're going to place down another row of 3 across this space here. On the right side here, we're going to place down a green stained glass pane, and over here on the left side, we're going to do the same exact thing, so we have a glass pane like that to both sides there. Once that's done, we're going to place down another upside down stair going back here, and then a mossy cobblestone wall to both sides of it like so. And then we're also going to go and grab a dark oak wood fence gate, and we're going to place down a dark oak wood fence gate, and then a zombie head coming off the sides of the fence gate, just like that. And also, from the previous layer, we're going to go ahead and also swap out the 3 blocks underneath the zombie head and the fence gate right here for some green shulker boxes for detail on the top of the engine bay. Once that's done, we're going to take our polished blackstone pressure plates. We're going to place down a row of 3 across this space here. And then also grabbing rails, we're going to place down 2 rails that go across these 2 green terracotta blocks. Then taking our dark oak wood trapdoors, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3. And same thing over here, 1, 2, 3 for the top of the fenders there. On the very back here, this is kind of more optional. If you want to add it, cool. If not, you don't have to, but we're going to go ahead and add the external fuel tanks. So for this, we're going to place down a row of 3 of end portal frames. This will be followed with a dark oak wood sign on the sides of the end portal frames and also on the side of the middle one. And then coming off those, we're going to go and grab dark oak wood buttons and place them down coming off those. And you may have to use your debug stick here. This may be more of a Java feature only, but we'll place down buttons coming off the end portal frames like so, and we'll just use our debug stick here to rotate these around so that they connect up to the end portal frames. You can also just place down signs across there if you want to as well. Once that is all complete there, that's going to pretty much wrap up everything we have here for this layer. So that is going to conclude everything we have for layer number 3, and with that we'll probably move into our last final layers, which will be 4 through 7. Moving into our last final layers, we have layers 4 through 7. For these layers to go ahead and get started with here, behind this button that we've already placed, we're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor, and then we're going to place down a daylight detector like that going back. Make sure to close that trapdoor if it does open up. To the right side here of this daylight detector, we're going to place down a mossy stone break slab. You can see it's a little bit more green on my texture pack. If you are not using my resource pack, I'd recommend going ahead and using the prismarine slabs instead as an alternative up here. Then we're going to place down a zombie head coming off this like so, and then we're going to place down a grindstone. Now you can flip the direction of these, so if you want to, you can put the grindstone on this side and then the zombie head on this side. It depends on how you want the gun facing. In the more kind of transit versions of a lot of these, they have the gun facing toward the rear, but if you want the gun facing forward, you're more than welcome to. You'll just have to swap the positions here of the blocks and just basically do the same thing we're doing on the back here. For the Dishka machine gun, we're going to place down a end rod that's going to go back from this, then a lightning rod, and then we're going to place down a zombie head coming off the side of this grindstone here like that to go ahead and create the Dishka heavy machine gun there on the back. Once that's all complete there, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some iron bars, and we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, and 4 iron bars up just like that. And then on the other side here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood fence post, and then we're going to place down a flower pot on top of it like that to go ahead and finish off that instrument. Then to the side, we're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor, close that like so, and then we want to place down a zombie head that's going to be on top of this block, so it's going to sit just like that. Now, one of the last things we need to do here is we're going to be using some candles, and we're going to place them down on top of this block, except we will have to go ahead and actually delete this zombie head or the dragon head real quick, place down a full block, and then we can place down our black candles. We can then delete that block and then place down an ender dragon head right below it. And then also, if you're on Java, we're going to use our debug stick here, and we're going to extend the glass just in the direction of this ender dragon head, just to kind of make that connection there and flush that all out. Anyways, though, once that's all complete there, that's going to wrap up my design here for the T-72B3. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this design and are able to put it to good use. If you do end up using this build, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for it. This can be anything from a silent build, tweak to my channel, or this video if this does appear to social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for it, you're free to use it for whatever projects you guys are working on. Yeah, with that, hopefully you guys all did enjoy. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Garrett 2x4, and I'll see you guys next time.